Good morning, Bay Park fam. Usually Paul gets to connect with you on a Wednesday morning, but this morning I get that privilege. In my quiet time recently, I just finished reading in the book of Leviticus and moved to track along with this series and I'm reading in Philippians. And I was struck by the contrast between them. In Leviticus 11, it talks about the holiness of the Lord. And yet, in Philippians 2, Paul is talking about that same Lord who did not count equality with God as something to be grasped, and so emptied himself and took the form of a servant and came to earth and dwelt among us and was obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. Church, this is why for us Easter is so important. We get to celebrate the gospel. But it's more than just an Easter service. We have rhythms in our schedule to remind us of this regularly. And so for us, that is why communion is so important. And so in this season, we're actually going to begin to celebrate communion at the beginning of the month. And so that is this coming Sunday. There's going to be two options. The first one is at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then the second one is at 7:45 at night. And if you're not yet signed up, be sure to sign up. It's in the Staying Connected. We're asking for people to RSVP because it's not something for you to sit in and watch. It is a Zoom live service where we get to participate in communion and partake it together at the same time. So please RSVP if you are able to attend. We would love to have you there. Communion is so important because it reminds us that we as humanity, as broken people, can have communion, can have a relationship with God. But it also reminds us of the importance of community around us. Because we are designed, God made us for community with other people. And so that is why in this season we have some particular challenges around that. Last Sunday, Pastor Paul, he challenged us to pray and ask for the Spirit to put on our hearts a name, a specific name, maybe a couple names. And then for us to reach out to them and say, not just how are you doing, but actually, how can I serve you in this season? If you haven't yet participated, please join the challenge now. This is part of us being the church, of choosing intentionally to engage this time and to live as the church without walls. So I just want to finish off and encourage you with actually a quote from Ryan from 2 weeks ago. He reminded us that the glory of God is at stake. And he says, now is the time to shine like stars that proclaim the glory of God. May our profoundly imperfect lives be gardened by God's gracious Spirit in this wilderness season. See you Sunday, Bay Park.